Hello. Okay,
I
I
feel
only just
so
started
ashy.
recording. Girl, same. Like
This
I
camera
hate
is
this.
terrible.
All
But
variations of
hey,
like
hi guys, welcome back
uh,
to our podcast.
yeah.
I am the sisterhood of the not stagnant, stay-at-home goer.
Stay at home go, lockdown go, going go. Cause
Guys,
yeah.
like, so over the last, this is the third episode of the series. Over the last few weeks, we've been doing a sad series, seasonal affectional disorder. Did I say that right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Seasonal
Um,
affective disorder.
affective disorder. Sorry, I thought I said something wrong. And we've just been sharing our own personal experiences of depression, especially during winter, and just documenting basically how we're going through the motions and how we deal with that. So last week we spoke about dealing with depression. I feel so ashy. And last week we spoke about dealing with depression, and this week we're going to speak about like healing, how we've healed on other occasions and from other episodes, and how we're continuing to heal right now. But it's going to be a very difficult one because I'm currently in an episode. I'm in the thick of it.
Banana.
So
Banana.
it's very difficult to see outside of that
But perhaps this will be our challenge to for once be able to see outside of
while
what we're
you're in
currently
it.
going through. Because I am noticing that like reflecting while I'm within has been quite, especially this month with the series that we're doing, has been quite like empowering because it's like it kind of it's definitely forced me to sort of look at sort of my behaviors and whatnot, um, and yeah, just kind of work through them essentially.
Mm.
Um, yeah, like work through them in real time, whereas usually, like, to be honest, when I'm within, like, I'm not sitting there and sort of analyze why I'm going through this, to be honest. Like, I'm mostly just like riding the wave, and then only afterwards will I be like, okay, maybe this was so like now it's a bit different because like I'm inside a situation and I'm like having to look at it in real time as well.
So now it
So
feels
it's
like
a
you're
bit of a
swimming.
yes, it definitely feels like I'm swimming. In fact, I'm floating. So I can't swim. So like it's definitely felt that way, I have to say. But yeah, that healing, ooh guys, this week, like it really is a challenge, like thinking about healing like this week, going through everything that I'm going through. I won't even lie, like I am at my wits end. Like I'm tired. Like I feel like, you know, as much as I was ranting on my Instagram as well, that I'm happy that I won't lie, like I'm where I was and where I am right now in the beginning of lockdown and sort of now 105,000 days later, like there's a big difference. But like it just feels like now I've unlocked a new level of frustration alongside sort of this new level of adjustment. And I am tired. I'm tired of not having options. I'm tired of working from home or living from work or studying from home. I'm tired. Everything is like this right now. And there's no option to like detangle, entangle.
I'm even tired of that. Like that we don't even have any distractions from conversations that we don't want to be a part of. Like
Like
tired.
that's been like that's been my biggest frustration also with like lockdown is that like we don't even have what you're mentioning, like there's no escape from conversations that you don't be having. Like sometimes the conversation will come up and truth be told, like I don't want to see this, I don't want to see it, I don't want to have it, I don't want to consume anything about it, but I still want to be on my timeline. So now what? Like, and there really is only so much muting and keyword muting that you can do, because
I muted
but
that word.
yeah, no. Did you? I think I need
I
to do the
had
same
to.
too, because
I had to.
I'm still seeing it.
Because it was annoying
I
me. It was annoying me way more than it should have. And I think that's like when you were mentioning that thing of how you feel that with this episode that you're in right now, you're actually active in it. You're not like a passive person who's going with the flow. Like I've been able to identify things that could potentially trigger me or could potentially lead to me engaging in behavior or conversations that I don't want to be a part of. So I had to like purposefully mute certain parts of that conversation because I just felt like I'm going to go back to having back and forths with people, arguing points with people, whereas I'm not in the space for that right now. And I genuinely feel that that's not a healthy thing to do for me online. So I had to mute that conversation. Like it had to go.
won't lie, like I feel you on that. Like for me, it was that video of that guy who groped that woman, and then he had the temerity to be like that video triggered me so much. Like
That video was
I was
upsetting.
like, yo, I literally wanted to reach into that phone and just I can't say it because just something. That was just incredibly like, and I also had to sort of, sort of go whoa and be like, okay, I'm about to sort of.
Go in. I'm
I
about to
mean, I
go
wasn't
ham. Like it,
about to
it,
go ham.
it almost feels like there's a lot of censorship on my end in terms of like
Yeah,
censoring myself so that I'm not emotionally drained by
yeah.
the conversations that currently exist right now. And I think that's a part of like healing, right? I don't know if you're hearing this. Was it
No.
on my end? You know,
What?
okay, cool. So I I think what's very different right now is that I'm like not necessarily internalizing in a bad way, but I'm processing my thoughts and I'm processing my reactions to everything so much better now
Yeah.
that I've like cut off a lot of the things that can kind of make you feel more in control. Like telling someone shit online makes you feel more in control. Like that, we can't even argue against that, especially when you feel like nothing else is going your way or everything just feels like shit right now. Just knowing that you have that one space where you can be like, no, you're speaking shit, like
Yeah.
feels. But I was like, what's the trade-off for that? Because it's exhaustion. It's literally emotional exhaustion. So I've just been guarding myself and playing Candy Crush, not Candy Crush, Subway Surfer, but I've been playing that too much as well. And I've also noticed that like my competitive side and that unhealthy side of it is showing up there because like the other day I had a high score of like 120 million. And I was like, no, I gotta stop playing this. Cause that's like 3 hours of just
Yeah.
playing the whole time. So I'm trying to find ways of healing that I don't want to say don't involve other people in the way that makes it seem like I'm trying to do it on my own. I'm trying to not use other people for my healing. Like I'm
Yeah.
trying to not feel more in control through interactions with others. I'm also trying to not feel more in control through like feeling like I'm helping others. So I think during this lockdown period, it's way more personal because also there is no longer that layer of having to show up as if I'm okay. So like the healing is literally happening on its own. And as much as like the last time we were saying how we wish the world would stop and all of that, I realized much later that it actually feels like some of the world has actually stopped, like a little bit of it, like the social aspect, the needing to pretend, the needing to dress up and show up, all of those, a few of the things that are difficult to do when you are depressed that make it harder for you to deal with like the emotions that you're going through on their own have been kind of taken away by lockdown and being forced to be at home and being stripped bare in the privileged sense for us, because I know that like this period is adding a lot of stuff onto other people. It's also adding stuff for me, but luckily it's not yet like financial or safety. I'm not feeling vulnerable yet. I'm scared, but I'm not as vulnerable as like many are or as I could be. So yeah, that's like for me. And I feel it's weird because as you were saying, we're verbalizing what we're going through and like giving it words so much more than we normally would. So now it feels like the healing process is actually faster. Like I'm in the thick of it. Today was like, ooh, yesterday was a goodish day because we went for a walk. And well, no, Sunday. See, Sunday we went for a walk. Cyril said what he had to say. Even that, like, was, but so from last week, Thursday, Wednesday, I didn't sleep last night again. I slept at like 3 a.m. My stomach was sore, but I woke up today and I felt much better. And also, as I'm speaking here, it's like helping me feel better.
Yeah.
So it's weird in that sense that it feels like the healing is faster, but maybe it could be because I'm talking about it. And I know tomorrow will probably be different because Sunday was a good day, Monday was not. Today is an okay-ish day. I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, so that's me right now. And I'm just like, and I haven't cried. I haven't had a cry. Like I haven't had a solid cry. And that's very weird.
Yeah.
And that's normally a part of my healing as well, like the crying, because I'm a crier. But yeah, that's just me. It just feels like I'm rambling and I'm like saying nonsense, but it's just the space that I'm in right now. And the world feels fucking heavy. Yeah.
And I think also right now it's gonna feel like rambling because we're there's not that there's time to sort of process everything, but we're sort of processing it in real time. So it is gonna be a bit it is gonna feel like you're rambling and like your thoughts aren't kind of like put together or whatever. But I mean that kind of is sort of the trade-off. I mean, yeah, that's what you get when you're processing these things in real time. I absolutely feel you on on what you just said. Like that's exactly it. Like I think what you mentioned about Sunday being good, yesterday not being a good day, but then today being okay. Like I'm trying to learn. I'm learning, or I've been learning that like that's completely fine. Because before, like, and I always felt this way about those moments when you experience healing or lightness or when you're feeling happy or whatever, like where you're just like when is this gonna end, like, and then the misery is gonna come back full time. And so I think what I've been learning over the past however many years, especially this period, is that like days are gonna fluctuate, like, and even like I was saying the other day that in as much as I'm like I'm going through it right now, like it's it's I'm not where I was in the beginning of lockdown, and I'm at a place where I'm definitely adjusted and I'm a little bit more at peace. I'm still going through something, but it's like not as sort of elevated as it was before. It like I'm going through it from a good place. That's not what it is, but like that's the term I'm thinking of. And so like it's yeah, like it's definitely this week, short as it's been, it's only Tuesday, but still like it's been very eventful. I've had to sort of be okay with the sort of fluctuation of feelings and sort of moods, and even if in the same day, like I end up feeling like, oh, today's fun, and then I don't, and then I do, and then I don't. I've had to learn to just sort of be okay with it. Because before, like, I used to just like, if I felt just my day's over, it's over. Like, there's no picking it up. Whereas now, like, you kind of have to take the little that you can get. Which
completely get you. Like your day would literally end at like 10 and you'd be like, okay, I give up.
Yeah.
It's important to
And you
give the
kind of,
day a chance.
yeah, literally, like, and you really can't give up in that sense. So I've learned that I really can't give up in that sense, because right now I can't afford to do so. Like, you know, because keeping, like, it's part of staying alive right now. Like, to be honest, if it's not coronavirus that will catch you today, it's what's happening in your mind that could, it's, you know, essentially finish you. And
And
so
South
that's another
African
thing as
men.
well. And South African men, there's that. And you, yeah, like yeah, like you just end up finding yourself sort of fighting your own mind the most. Like, I mean, that's typically how it is, but especially more now than ever, because you're fighting all the anxieties from, I mean, just general anxieties, and then there's anxiety about your family, there's anxiety about you, and there's anxiety about what's happening right now. And then it's a lot. So I'm definitely learning to give the day a chance. Give the day a chance. Where light shows up, I must embrace it, or I try to embrace it, and, you know, sort of try not to be like, but I had this one really bad thing happen, and, you know, that's ruling my whole day. Like, that's, if there's something I'm good at, it's that. And to be
Hey,
honest,
and
I cannot.
I'm kind of like also beating myself up because I thought I was gonna run like this month. I was gonna start my journey. I've literally only ran once, and you know when like it's weird, but you know when you like I'm gonna do something once my body feels right, and your body never feels right.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been going through because I've been like I had flu-like symptoms. Before Luando slept, I asked him to wake me up so I can run with him in the morning. I slept at like 3 a.m. I had a runny tummy. I had stomach cramps. I was like, when is my body and my mind gonna be okay enough for me to actually do this thing that I really, really want to do? And like I just
Yeah.
had to get to a point where I was like, stop beating yourself up and stop feeling like you're failing. If it happens, it will happen. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, like, but it's something that I've been feeling so guilty about because I really wanted to do it and I just can't bring myself to do it. And if it's not my
Yeah.
body failing me, it's me being tired, or it's me being this, or it's me being that. And it feels like a part of experiencing anxiety and depression. Like you constantly go through this thing where you really want to do stuff, you really want to achieve certain things, and there's nothing standing in your way, or it feels like there's nothing standing in your way except for yourself. And like, I
Yeah.
haven't clocked how to deal with that or how to move past that feeling of shame that comes with knowing that it's me that's not getting up and doing this thing. Like, and I don't know how to deal with, or I don't know what the steps are to get to the point where you're like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This
Yeah.
is what's gonna get me to doing this thing. And yeah, it's eating me a lot. And I think it's one of the things that are adding to my Mgowo on another level where I'm like, when I can't do something, I just can't do it. No matter how much I want to do it, I just can't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I feel you 100%. Like, I've been feeling like that, about my thesis. Um, yeah, so along the way, I definitely got demotivated, like, completely. And obviously, it had to do with lockdown and everything, because there was a point where I took off like a whole week, and I was working on it. And, you know, at the time I was trying to keep moving, but at some point, like, that thing just kind of died.
Mm.
Um, and eventually I ended up having to, I only did it last month, but I ended up having to take a break, essentially. And um, yeah, I kind of have to go back to the thing this week, actually. And I've just not, like, I've been feeling that thing of, like, I'm not feeling ready.
Mm,
Like, I don't
mm,
feel like
mm.
my mind is there. I don't feel like my body's there. In fact, more than anything, I just get very anxious about having to go back to juggling work and school. Um, and yeah, so that's definitely been keeping me up. I'm not even gonna lie, like it's been keeping me up over the past couple of days because yeah, man, like I mean, obviously I'm gonna give it a try, but just going back and just, just going for it and seeing what happens. Who knows, maybe a miracle will happen and suddenly I'll be up for it. Who knows? But yeah, I definitely get you on sort of beating yourself up about those types of things, about not being able to do the things that you said you're going to do. I mean, by now I was supposed to be pretty far out with my paper. Can I even say how far I am right now? Barely, and I'm not feeling motivated. I'm not feeling like the ideas aren't coming. Because first of all, my head is just preoccupied with this thing. Like for someone who's
It's like
doing
this
a whole lot of
dark.
nothing. Yes, yeah. The coronavirus is literally just like all coronavirus and sort of all of its, sort of effects are sort of circling around my head and sort of disturbing my peace in essence.
It is a
And
bit.
I just can't. Yeah, and it's like a lot of people are like, but like you're at home all the time now. And it's like it kind
It's
of
still a
ties
household
back.
to run as well.
Exactly. It ties back to what I was saying earlier, that I'm sort of feeling like I was talking to someone as well earlier, and they were like, "Yeah, you end up feeling like a professional juggler," because I had expressed a sort of frustration about this juggling thing. Is that at no point can I fully engulf
Do
myself
one
in
thing,
something.
yeah.
I can't, and that for me is very frustrating. Um, because I'm sort of tackling sort of these three things, sort of me and my household, and then there's work, and then there's school. And more so now than ever, the lines are completely blurred. Because I just turned the corner, oh, there's my laptop. I turn the corner, oh, there's a book. I turn the corner, whereas before it really was a matter of I'm at work and work, that's it. Afterwards, I go to a library or wherever, I'm working on that. Afterwards, I'm here
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm resting. And in those different spaces, I'm able to fully sort of get into those different things. Although it's not as fully as I would like, but you know. And so yeah, like I've really just been feeling every sort of way about going back to school. I'd like to think that it's probably just a season, and that I will. I don't think the passion for it is dead. It really is just like it's just frustrating. I'm just frustrated today. Maybe I'll wake up tomorrow and I'll feel differently about having to do all this juggling. But today has just felt like I hate that I have to do everything at the same time. Yes, I made the decision. I don't regret it either. But I think while I don't regret it, I can definitely talk about how I'm not enjoying myself at the moment. And so yeah, like it's just really been I've definitely been like sort of juggling that and sort of those feelings and beating myself up about it. And it's like, bro, there's literally nothing you can do. Literally nothing I can do. I could have, to be honest, my only consolation right now is like, even if you had gone far with your research, guess what? There was no way for you to go and do field work because obviously I have to go out there and collect data. There was no ways. I can't do that until further notice, essentially. And we don't know what that further notice is or when we will receive that further notice. So yeah, like I just like this has been it's a very interesting episode, like that we're talking about healing while like deep within. On a normal sort of period, maybe we would have done this
Lost.
while not within. Yeah.
But I think I
Lost,
think
but
I
also
think we're gonna be within for a while. Well, personally, I know I'm gonna be within for a while because each week it's something new, guys. Each week death feels closer and closer. Each week loss feels closer and closer. Each week I'm terrified of being pushed back into the grief that I experienced 5 years ago. I think it's fear that is like fucking me up the most, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
So I like, this is a dear diary, essentially. This is a dear diary, and I don't know, man. I'm scared. Like I'm scared. It's a scary, scary time. And it's like, it's wild that I'm not finding any consolation in the fact that everyone in the world is going through it right now. It just makes it more fucked up for me. I'm just like, there's no image of hope. I can't look at a single person
Yeah.
and be like, ah, there's no image of hope. Even
Yeah.
individual wins don't override the fuck shit that's happening in the world right now. So
Yeah.
I think that's me. Like that's just where I'm at right now. And I don't even think that it's possible for this to be a long episode, because wow, like there are no words for some of the feelings that I'm feeling. Like,
There are no words, like, especially today. I think, yeah, no, today has just been like, just incredibly frustrating. And I, like, yes, I know why I feel that way, but like how it even came up is just, I don't even know how. I just remember waking up and I was fine, and then
there's just
all of a sudden, like, yeah, literally, literally. That's exactly what happened. Where
and
how all of a sudden,
and the most difficult thing is that, like, even things that are happening at work, things that are happening in your family, relationship, friendships, you constantly have to do this thing of like second guessing yourself and being like, is it me and this state that I'm in? Is that why I'm seeing this way? Or is it, you know? And I think that just makes getting to the healing very difficult, because now there's all of a sudden these added layers via digital which are very, very weird. And I think that's a part of what made today very weird as well. And I don't know, I wish like companies would be like, yeah guys, go on a sabbatical, you know, we'll still pay you your salary, go think about your life
oh,
without like feeling like you're not contributing, you know. I just, yeah, I have a lot of wishes and a lot of feelings.
oh, like literally my true wish, and I'm gonna put it out there. I've been putting it out there. Is literally for somebody to put me out of my misery for the year. Just give me a break from work for the year, just the rest of this year, just so I can work on my masters. The minute I'm done, it's back to work. It really is. Like, I literally just don't want to. Yeah, I'm not in. I'm really not enjoying this week of all week, especially. I'm not enjoying the juggling act. I don't like it. I don't even want anybody to commend me on it. I think it's fucking bullshit. Um, you know, like, I'm just no. I just don't. I don't like it. I don't want it. Um, and yeah, like that's definitely my one true wish right now. Like, what would make me happy is to just sort of be off work, get my salary still, or some kind of stipend,
I wouldn't
and
mind
you
a
know,
salary increase. I don't know how, from where,
uh,
but that would
exactly
slap.
that too, like just dealing with that as well. So I've said it before. I haven't said it on the podcast, but I was due for an increase after our what the yearly increases that we get, and it fell through because of coronavirus.
Shit is real, yo.
So shit is real. I mean,
Miss
it's
Coco V
obviously
is
I
a
understand.
thief.
Oh, like I understand, but at the same time, like, now look, am I coronavirus? You know that you can't help but sort of think that
Mm.
way um, when
But also,
you
it
when
literally,
you.
like, it's weird for me
Mm-hmm.
because I'm like, companies pay so many people to be poropop and see shit and all of that and all of that. How the hell did this thing hit them by surprise the way it hit us povos? Like, everyone has been rocked by this on the same level. And I'm like, But guys, weren't you
It-
guys supposed to be monitoring like
yeah.
all of these factors and
Aren't
this
you
and this and
supposed to
this?
have like backup plans or something? Like ready, not like in the moment, like they ready, like in case of this, this is what happened. In case of don't you but yeah, so it's just things like that. Like I'm already just like battling with that with sort of feeling like I have sort of tied my value just this year alone, my value to work. And I've really been battling with that. And I'm trying very hard to just sort of undo that. But at the same time, it's like pay me what you owe me. Yes, this coronavirus, but yeah, it's my wish right now. I want a salary, but I don't want to go to work. I just want to do my paper and live my best life. So that's how I'm torturing myself. That's how I heal. That's how I'm torturing myself at the moment. Because what the fuck else can I do?
Yeah,
If we do.
guys, please let us know how you're like processing your thoughts and healing at a time like this. I feel like my thoughts are fucking jumbled up because I am like dancing in the mud right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just phew, I have no words for what we're going through. It's not normal. Yeah, no, no.
But I'm at the same time, I'm glad we're doing this series this way, and we're all kind of going through this in real time, like, which is why I also appreciate the IG lives that we have, because it really is just like a bunch of us, just giving each other advice and getting each other through this and sharing how we feel in real time. And that's dope to me. I think we're gonna look back on this and be like, well, damn, that actually helped a lot. It helped to be able to say this and to
Yeah,
articulate this
process
way.
my
And
thoughts out loud.
yeah. And so yeah, speaking of live, we're gonna be live soon. Obviously, you're gonna hear this after.
After.
Uh,
But
but
we'll
yeah,
do
I have
another
load
one
shedding.
for this.
Yeah,
I
we're
don't
gonna
know.
do another
I
one
feel
next.
like we should give you time to cook. And also, I feel like I'm actually exhausted from like talking right now, even. Like, I don't know if you
No,
ever like
don't
feel
worry.
like
Yeah,
emotionally like
I
the
feel.
days are heavy. Are heavy. I don't have the shades today though.
No, don't worry. I've already made food, so I made food
Oh,
earlier
okay.
because I was like, eating in the evening is cold as shit. So yeah, but thank you guys so much for tuning into another episode. Yeah, we'll get through this, guys.
Yes, that's the only thing we can hold on to.
Yeah, it doesn't feel possible, and that's fine. But yeah, we'll get through it. We don't have a choice.
Let us know what you think,
Yeah.
and also we will have a live discussing this.
Yes.
Cool, cool,
So
cool.
join us for that as well. Our social medias are the same as Mgowo, and that's all that. Thank you guys very much. Peace.
Bye.